Welcome to A Better Chance for Youth television show with your host, Monique Robinson, where we highlight, celebrate, and recognize students from all over the country who are doing great things in the classroom, community, and athletics. Every student deserves an opportunity for hope and a future. So let's celebrate our students, the next generation of teachers, engineers, entrepreneurs, and future leaders. Join us on another incredible segment of A Better Chance for Youth show with your host, Monique Robinson.
Hello, and welcome to A Better Chance for Youth television show. I am your wonderful host, Monique Robinson, and today we have another amazing scholar. I don't know what it is or what I am doing to be so blessed to be around so many cool, amazing young scholars. Today, we have a guest from Cleveland, Ohio. And this guest, when I tell you, she is an amazing scholar that has everything that I probably wanted to, dream of doing when I was at this age. But she's already done them. So I want to welcome to our show today, Miss, you know what? I'm going to let her introduce herself because I do not want to mess up her name because this young lady is going places. Welcome to the show, Miss Dent. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
I didn't want to mess up your name, even though you told me how to say it. I was like, in my head, I was saying the other name, but I was like, let her introduce herself because I do not want to mess this up.
Hi, my name is Mia Dent. I am a high school senior from Cleveland, Ohio.
So you heard it from her. She is from Cleveland, Ohio. I have ties in Ohio. I mean, you see behind me the Wilberforce. That's, I'm representing the shirt today. But this amazing scholar is so cool. I actually follow some of her events. Mia, what grade are you in?
I am currently a senior in my spring semester of high school.
Wow. How is that going for you?
It's going really well. I've begun the college application process, which has been a very exciting thing to plan for my future.
Wow. So to plan for your future, is there a certain type of school you're trying to, I don't want to say trying, a certain type of school you are going to? We're going to speak it into existence.
I am really interested in going to an HBCU, which is something that I have wanted for the longest time. Both of my parents are HBCU graduates, so I have been able to firsthand experience the importance of being able to go to an HBCU and the way in which it can truly transform who you are as a person. And that's something that I would really want for myself as well. Some of the schools that I'm interested in include Morgan State, North Carolina A&T, FAMU, Howard, Norfolk State, Lincoln University in Pennsylvania, Fisk University, just to name a few.
Oh, wow. You are oh my God, that's such a wonderful thing for you to say. All the schools you named are like they're on my faves list. So man, you said Morgan State. Why Morgan State?
Well, I have some family down in Baltimore, but I also do know that it has a really good political science and social work program surrounding it, and that is the type of career that I want to go into. Also, it is another school that is within the DMV area, and I hope to eventually be able to work very closely with the White House, whether that is doing nonprofit work in the DC area or maybe being a part of the United States Congress.
Wow. And you're a senior in high school and you have all your plans together and you have been the first guest to leave me speechless. Wow. So you have so many different things that you have already done. You're a very impactful speaker. When we see young people of today and all the adversities that they're going through, where do you find that power? I would be nervous because you speak to millions of audiences about things that you're passionate about. Mm-hmm. What is your superpower? Because I need it.
Well, I just as much as anyone, I do get really, really nervous before I go and speak in front of everyone. But I think that what's most important to me is that whenever I am going to speak, I have a message that I am going to give and something that I'm trying to put across. I want to leave an impact on the people I'm speaking to and have them go away from whatever I'm saying and it causes them to think a lot deeper about, who they are, their position in society, kind of what's happening in our world. And so for me, I think that the impact that my speech will leave, the impact of my words, is something that always helps me to be a little bit more comfortable with speaking, and helps me to overcome that initial fear and stress.
That is truly amazing. I think I'm going to steal some of your techniques, like, honestly, because I get nervous too. And, you never really think of, that part that you just shared. So it's like, wait a minute. Yeah, that's true. I see myself doing that a lot as I speak to a lot of people in the HBCU realm. And and like you said, your family has instilled those HBCU values in you. Out of all the events that you may have attended with your family, what's your favorite?
That is a great question. I'd say last summer, I was able to attend the Women's Convention for the National Organization of Women. I attended that with my mother, where I was an invited panelist to speak on this multi-generational panel of women, where we talked about feminism from the 60s until now. We were all able to give our own input on where we think feminism was and where we think it's heading, and sort of how we can shape this feminist movement to fit around these up and coming young people who are going to eventually end up, taking the torch and continuing on with the movement. It's probably one of my favorite events that I have attended, because not only was it my first time speaking at a national level like that, it was also wonderful to be able to hear a bunch of other speakers and attend a lot of other informational sessions, as well as just the other people sitting on the panel with me and hearing their takes on feminism and the movement, especially those who are older than me, and, comparing how the movement looked when they were younger, or, a few years ago versus how it looks now, and the different ways in which it's changing. So.
Oh, wow. I mean, you are a work, like, I'm super excited for all the accomplishments that you already have and the ones that are on the way. We're going to go to a really short commercial break. And when we come back, I want you to tell me your top 3 choices. If you could go anywhere in HBCU land, when we come back, I want you to tell me your top 3 and why. We'll be back shortly.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211, get connected, get help.
We are Voya Financial.
We're here to help you plan, invest, and protect your savings
to get ready to retire better. So how are we achieving this?
Voya Retirement is focused on guiding Americans to greater retirement readiness through employer-sponsored savings plans and holistic retirement and income guidance.
We are a diverse provider of retirement solutions, covering all plan sizes, tax codes, and geographies, with a scale and market presence to serve our customers efficiently and effectively.
We win in the marketplace because of our reputation, our breadth of solutions, and our holistic approach to customers' retirement and financial wellness.
We focus on ways that we can help our customers take actions to become better prepared for retirement.
Our offerings and culture are what truly make Voya a different kind of company,
where we strive to improve the lives of our customers, colleagues, and communities.
We are Voya Financial.
Welcome back. Are you ready for the question that was proposed to you before we went to break?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'd say that my top three include North Carolina A&T, Morgan State University, and Howard University. Howard and Morgan State have a similar reason for why I'm really drawn to those schools. As I stated before, I'm interested in majoring in political science. Specifically, I want to do work in environmental justice and advocacy work. So that means creating more equitable and sustainable systems that we're using, working around fixing pollution in lower income communities, and coming up with more resources to those who are most impacted by environmental justice issues. I see that the best path forward in that career is to be working very closely with lawmakers, specifically within DC. Howard and Morgan State, both in the DMV area, both give me really close connections to be able to work with lawmakers in order to facilitate the change that I want to see. For North Carolina A&T, I am really interested in going there because of their excellent programs in sustainability and agriculture. In order to be able to do the environmental justice work, I must first be able to understand the ways in which the environment works and the ways in which it's impacting the people who I most closely resonate with, lower income minority communities. And so I believe that that school specifically will allow for me to be able to study in that field and to gain more overall knowledge on the subject itself.
Wow. So what is your ultimate passion? I know you are involved in so many things at school, and some of the things that you are involved in school entails speaking up for various things. So what are you most like passionate about? Like if you can go out and speak, what would it be?
I am most passionate about making a change in the world. I think that specifically right now, climate change, climate issues, which are very much so, we've seen time and time again how they are impacting lower income and minority communities. For right now, that is the thing that I'm most passionate about, specifically within the younger generation, and empowering them to use the resources that we are given and to sort of take the torch from the older generations and be like, hey, we got this. We can continue to, push this world towards the ideal, not only just to make sure that we still have this planet in 10, 20 years, but to also make sure that it is a planet that is equitable and that is willing to treat different people fairly, regardless of age, class, gender, sexual orientation, race, religion, so on and so forth.
Oh my goodness, you are truly amazing. I promise you, I encounter several young people, and I, not even lying to you, I have never talked to one that is so like goal oriented, know what they want.
Thank you.
And I am like truly impressed beyond measures. Morgan State, NCA&T, this one might be a gem. Y'all might need her. She might be an SGA president one day. Do you do student government in school?
Yes, I've been in my school student council consecutively for the past 4 years. Ever since I came to the school, I had been really driven by my school's push for us to have civil discourse, for us to push for changes within the administration just as much as our world. And so, I've always really had a passion for politics and social justice. And I believe that that was like a small step that I could take in my school in order to be able to have that firsthand experience.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Like, what do your parents say with all this stuff? Like, I mean, if I was your parent, I'd be bragging it from the rooftops. This is my child. She is amazing. Like where is it gonna go? Like, I know it's no end, and this is, you already up here and you're gonna go way up. As I hear you speak about different things. I did hear your speech. I don't know if it was your class speech. You did something, and it was shared. And I was like, how old is she?
Thank you.
Like, what was the motive behind that speech? And that speech was good too.
I'm assuming that you're talking about my speech about being realistic.
Yes.
That was a speech that I gave for my senior speech. And the inspiration behind that was that as we're kind of moving forward in the world, there are a lot of these like issues that we're consistently facing on a day-to-day basis and constantly being tasked to come up with solutions to those problems. And a lot of the more realistic solutions are ones that have tried and either failed or have been tried to be pushed through, but have been shot down many times over and over again. And I think that we're at this point where these issues are becoming so exacerbated, where it is really important now to stop looking at the realistic sort of goals and start looking at the more unrealistic goals, like what can we do right now in order to make sure that these issues don't continue to become even more exacerbated and become even worse in the future. So I think that was the primary focus of my speech for me, including that, again, targeting it towards the younger generations and how, as a generation, we are not the generation of being realistic. I think that, for the entirety of Generation Z, we have consistently tried to push the boundaries of what it means to be realistic and to set realistic goals and to do like realistic things. And I think we're now at a point where, as a generation, we are ready to be unrealistic and to sit here and say, this is an issue. It needs to be solved. What can we do now to make sure that it is solved within those 10 to 20 years, rather than waiting those 10 to 20 years to come up with a more realistic option to solve these issues?
Wow. Do you go in the community and speak, like where you're in Cleveland? Do you go to different youth symposiums and speak, or even like oratorical contests? Do you
No, it is something that I would love to do. But at the moment, most of my speeches have been contained to my school. Speech and debate is something that I've been a part of for the past 2 years. So that's been somewhat of an outlet in order for me to be able to deliver speeches. But currently, I've not had the opportunity to be able to speak in front of a different crowd.
Wow. Well, if you are watching and you are in the greater Cleveland area, or even if not, I would highly encourage you all to invest in this young scholar and have her come out and speak. Like, her speeches hit home even for us older folk. She is very powerful and very mighty in things that she believes in. I, had to watch it twice. I was like, how old is she? And it's simply amazing to hear somebody with passion. That's a young person. I know this was not one of the questions, but I do want to hear your heart, because I know that you are a firm believer in what's right. How do you feel about, and I do apologize, I didn't ask this, but you're so powerful. I'm like, I just want to know her views on it. How do you feel about the recent incident? Well, I don't want to say incident, the recent happening in Memphis with the gentleman and the police. I always like to hear young people's point of view, because you're going to be left when we're gone.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to preface this by saying that I don't want to overextend myself when speaking about this. There is so much more research to be done. There's a lot of things that I don't know, whether it's, protecting my own peace or just, it's not something that I've spent a lot of time looking into. I think that for me, the biggest piece of it that I've mostly been paying attention to is the situation regarding the sentencing of the officers in this case. I think that it is this twofold sort of perspective that a lot of people, specifically Black people, have been looking at this issue from. It's not about whether or not there should be some punishment, because obviously there should be. It is more so about when looking at this incident compared to other ones where it is a white police officer in this place, how are we making sure that these punishments are equitable across the board, and that these white police officers are having this same level of punishment moving forward for committing the same crimes as these other police officers. And I think that for me, that's mainly what my thoughts on the situation are. Two things can be true at once. They deserve what happened to them. At the same time, we should also be holding white police officers to the same standards.
Okay, you need to be like an attorney somewhere. You need to work in somebody's practice, get some internship somewhere, because I was like, she's want to be poli-sci, she's for right. Let me just throw this monkey wrench question at her, and you nailed it. Like, you are, girl, you going places. So what exactly is your major that you want to have? Like, we're not going to say want to have. What is going to be your major in the fall?
In the fall, I will be studying political science. I believe that it is the best path forward for the career that I want to have. I do also plan on getting my graduate degree after I finish my undergrad. I hope to study something in relation to environmental systems, civil engineering, in order to, again, push forward my future work in environmental justice and advocacy.
Oh my goodness. Okay. And I just want to ask, have you been offered any scholarships?
A few. Still holding out for some more, but I think we're kind of just trying to put myself out there as much as possible and show the work that I'm able to do in my community, and hoping that along with that, the money will come. I've been applying to a lot of scholarships, but still waiting to hear back. Hopefully get some more, so I can end up at the place where I want to be in the fall.
Well, we're claiming that you are going to be at your top school with a full scholarship. So alum, what's your top school? So we can tell them right now that they need to push some alum scholarship money your way. They need some internships your way. So what is your top school? If you don't want to
say North Carolina A&T is my top school.
That's your top school. Okay. NC A&T Aggie Pride, we need you. So if you're watching, even if it's the replay, I need you to get in touch with me so we can help this scholar get to school. She is an honor roll scholar. She is active in the community. She has a very impressive resume. We need your help. So I truly appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to even sit down with me and have this conversation. I am truly, truly grateful because, like I said, and like you have heard her this hour or 30 minutes, you have heard her, like, I'm totally speechless. And y'all know I always have something to talk about. But today is like, these young people, they just keep getting better and better. So where do we go from here? Like, when is graduation?
Graduation is June 6th, I believe. Yes.
Okay. So graduation is June 6th, but we want her to have a full ride by the end of March. So if you are watching, listening, or might just happen to see the newsletter, please reach out to me if you are an Aggie alum or if you are currently an Aggie admissions counselor so that we can help. She's already accepted. We just waiting on money, correct?
Yes.
She's like, oh, Lord, Miss Mo. Hey, we here to make it happen, and we love our scholars, no matter where they are. Did you have anything that you would want to say as we exit that you might want to say to a person that may just be a freshman? If you compared yourself now versus your freshman year self.
Oh, well, I'd say first and foremost to take risk, to take part in those things that you want to take part of, whether they're extracurricular activities, whether it's, an offering to go and get up on a stage and to speak somewhere, to just take those risks. And, if you see an injustice, whether it is that, no one else is taking part of it, or there are other people who are already doing the work, you either work with those people or you take those steps to be the first person to work to find solutions to combat that injustice. I think that for the most part, a lot of people are always waiting for that first person to do something. So I'd say to my freshman year self to be that first person to do that thing, or to work with those other people who are doing that thing that you are passionate about.
Wow, you speak with such confidence no matter what question I have thrown at you today, whether it was on script, off script. I am truly grateful. And you guys, I'm praying I say her name right, because y'all know Miss Moa names. She said it's not that way. So Mia,
yes.
Yay! I know little things make me happy. Mia, we truly will help you with your journey. Anything we can do to assist, anything we can do to share, get your name out there, get your name to the alums that have scholarships at your number one choice. I'm going to do some reach outs myself, and our goal is by March, you're going to be where you want to be with the financials taken care of.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on. I know time flies when you're having fun. Today, we have been blessed with Mia. That's Eric. Mia. Yes. Mia Dent from Cleveland, Ohio, another one of our amazing seniors. Join us next week. I don't know where we will end up. We've had scholars from Cleveland. We've had scholars from Oklahoma, and they all are making us adults look like the future is going to be so bright when they have to take care of us. So it has been a Better Chance for You television. Thank you, Mia, for coming again. We truly appreciate you. Aggie Pride, help us out. Thank you. See you
Thank
later.
you.
Looking for fun, laughter, and the best show on television that supports historically Black colleges and universities? Well, look no further. The HBCU Alumni House Party has got you covered. Hosted by none other than Anthony Brown. The HBCU Alumni House Party uplifts, talks about, and reports all things HBCU. Great guests, great subject matter, and lots of fun. You can find the HBCU Alumni House Party on the Daily Gospel Network at 6:30 p.m. on Sundays, the Daily Gospel Network International Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and the Daily Gospel Network Plus at 4:30 p.m. on Thursdays, all on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.
Tune in to A Better Chance for Youth television show with host Monique Robinson on the Daily Gospel Network, the television show dedicated to highlighting incredible students on their quest to change the world. Join us every week as we uplift the youth and help them on their journey to the bright future they deserve. Catch A Better Chance for Youth television show with host Monique Robinson on the Daily Gospel Network.
Looking for inspiration, motivation, and the good news of Jesus Christ? Look no further. The Daily Gospel Network has what you need. With more than 300 ministries from all over the country broadcasting every week, you're sure to get your dose of spirit-filled encouragement from the great programs on the Daily Gospel Network. Catch the Daily Gospel Network on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, all mobile devices, and the internet.
Thanks for watching A Better Chance for Youth television show with your host Monique Robinson, the television show where we highlight incredible students in their quest to change the world. Join us each and every week as we uplift our youth and help them on their journey to the bright future they deserve. So until next time, God bless, from your friends on A Better Chance for Youth television show with your host Monique Robinson.